Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are climbing a mountain. These are the Guadalupe Peaks in Texas. This is the highest mountain in the state of Texas, over, I think, 9,000 feet. Sorry, I've been hiking, I'm exhausted. I told you guys that one of my life goals is to climb Mount Everest, but I don't have any mountain climbing experience, so this seems like a pretty good start. It's the middle of December, so it's not actually that cold here, considering it's the desert, and there's not any snow, so of all of the mountains I could start climbing, this is a pretty good one. The goal is to climb to the top of the mountain. We're gonna camp for the night at the peak, and then we're gonna climb down tomorrow. Now that you guys know the introduction, let's skip to the start of the vlog. Before we actually hike, we need to get water. The mountain itself is over 9,000 feet in elevation, and we are in the middle of a desert, so we need lots of water. You can't actually even see the top of the mountain from here because there's a smaller mountain in front of it at the start of the trail, but we're gonna hike all the way up. We're gonna set camp right at the peak of the mountain. We're gonna camp there for the night, and then we're gonna come down. This hike should be very similar to the hike through the Grand Canyon, except rather than going down first, we're going up first. So this is technically my first mountain climb. Obviously, this is still my channel, so we're not only going with water. Well, that's annoying. Looks like we're going with 2 Dr. Pepper's worth of Dr. Pepper. And the last thing I want to mention is that this video is sponsored by Temu. They sent me a whole bunch of camping equipment, and we're going to try it on the trail and just see how it works and hope that we don't catch fire. Oh shit, one more thing to mention. Being able to camp on the top of the mountain is not free. It costs $12, and you also need to have a poop bag that's like biodegradable or whatever. They sell this to you at $6. We're not going to need this because I never have and I never will, but you need to have one of those on your person before they will let you camp up here. Now, because Temu is sponsoring this video, they are giving additional discounts to anybody that's watching this video. If you download Temu from the link in the description and you use this code right here, you can get any one of the products that they sent me for $1, as well as get a $100 bundle coupon. So it's a pretty good deal if you're interested in any of the stuff that you see in this video. Yeah, link in the description. Okay, we are, oh God, this bag is heavy. We are set and ready. Let's go climb a fucking mountain. It's not very ergonomical, like it doesn't fit on my back very well. It's lumpy right in the middle. So I'm pretty sure that the sun is not gonna make this video very good to watch. Sorry about that, nothing I can do. Look at that, it's only like 9 miles up to the peak. Wait, 8.4 miles round trip, so that means it's only 4 miles up to the top. That's easy. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I might have over-prepared for this. The first thing I want to point out that Temu sent me is this thermal underwear. I think the entire set, the shirt and the pants, was like $7. My knee is also feeling a lot better. The closer I get to the mountain, the taller it looks. I've been walking for like 7 minutes and I'm winded. The mountain that we're climbing is the highest point in the state of Texas, 9,000 feet. The slopes are a lot more gradual here. There's like slopes. It's not like sheer cliffs like in the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon looked real steep. This is actually taller than the Grand Canyon. It just looks less impressive because of the fucking hills. I still am not comfortable trying to climb snowy mountains yet. The reason I chose this one is because it's in the desert, and even though it's the middle of December, there's no snow here. Baby steps. I'll get to snowy mountains later. Wait a minute. It said a round trip is like 9 miles. That means up to the peak, we need to gain thousands of feet of elevation in the course of like 4 miles. I take it back. This would be much better if it was like a 20-mile round trip. Then the slope would be less steep. You know, it's not super common, but it does happen where you see somebody who's overweight hiking on these trails. Carrying this bag up here makes me appreciate them a lot more. I'm a very small person and I'm struggling with this. Carrying an extra 50, 70 pounds would fucking suck. I don't think I've seen any overweight people carrying like a camping set like I do. They've just got like some basic hiking stuff like water and maybe trekking poles. I might weigh about as much as they do. Actually, I take that back. I'm 130 pounds. My bag is probably 30 pounds, so that puts me at like 165 pounds. I weigh less than the average man right now, who's not even overweight. Yeah, overweight people that do this. Yeah, so I'm sticking with my original sentiment. If you're overweight, climbing this fucking mountain, props. This seems like a good spot to rest. And I can show you another one of the Temu products. We have a camping chair. It's real lightweight. It's basically just a tripod with like fabric on it. But because it's a tripod, it means it won't wobble. You've always got perfect balance on it. Again, I'm sitting here grateful that I'm doing this in the winter. This would be unbearable in the summer. This whole area used to be underwater. It was called the Delaware Basin. You can see like where the water would stop. Like you can see like individual points in the water line, but this whole thing, bottom of a lake, or I guess bottom of a sea. It's kind of fascinating. This means that if you were to evaporate all of the oceans, this is a pretty good representation of what the bottom of the ocean would look like. Yeah, overall, I'm happy with the chair. If it breaks, I'll let you guys know. Also, it should go without saying, everything you guys see here that Temu sent me, link down below if you guys want to pick it up, and if it lasts through the hiking trip. The funny thing is, of all of the gizmos and gadgets I had them send me, I forgot to get better shoes. God damn it. If it wasn't for like the whole nature conservation thing, this would be a great spot for a zip line. Like I can see my car way down there, hook up a zip line up there and then just zoop down. But yeah, we gotta like preserve nature and shit. We're not even walking on a trail. This is just like rocks. This is so fucking cool. God, I'm just fucking giddy right now. Hello. So you guys know how TikTok is getting banned in like a month? The ban only forces the apps to be removed from the App Store. The app will still work if you've got it installed. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a black market for iPhones that have TikTok pre-installed. I'm not sure how that would work though, because to install apps, you need to log into the phone. So you need to open the box, you need to log in and download it. I don't know. I remember back in the day when Fortnite first got banned, iPhones that had it installed went for a lot of money. Hello. So yeah, I'm pretty sure iPhones with TikTok installed will be worth a lot more too. Then again, maybe not, because Fortnite was banned worldwide and TikTok is only being banned in the US. So it would be pretty easy to take an iPhone to a different country, install the app, and then take it back, or like use a VPN or something. Okay, yeah, I take that whole thought back. It's a bad idea. TikTok is not in the same situation that Fortnite was. The wind is picking up a lot. It's getting colder. What? I feel like we just changed biomes. We're in the forest biome now. It took a little bit for my heart to get into it, to get everything pumping, but I haven't had to stop for a long time now. I'm doing a lot better. The funny thing is, I don't even think we're halfway to the top yet. Granola bar. The peanut butter ones are my favorite. Yeah, we're just like climbing straight rock faces. Okay, my hands are cold, so it's time to break out our second Temu product, hand warmers. You see where these guys are. What these things are, they're like little pucks. They've got a battery inside of them and a button. You push the button and then god damn it, the top, my hands are so cold, I can't hold on to stuff. You push the button, you turn them on, and then the top parts of them get really warm. They've got 3,000 milliamp hours, which actually isn't all that large, but when I made the joke earlier about not lighting myself on fire, this is half of what I was talking about. Hopefully they don't explode. Every time I take my bag off and put it back on, it's so fucking heavy. Oh yeah, I immediately feel it. They also charge with USB Type-C, so honestly, as long as they don't light fire, they're really good. But yeah, you just sit there, you hold them, and then when you're done with them, they like click together into like a single individual unit. The reason I got these was they're technically hand warmers, but I want to put them in my socks tonight to keep my feet warm. My hands are just cold right now. I think that's where we're going. Okay, update. These things actually get really hot on the top level, so I'm going to put them one level down because, yeah, that's kind of hot. Okay, I'm looking for just like mild heat, not scorching.
End of this ridge and you'll be there, so you're probably less than 300 yards from the junction.
Fantastic.
You've got it made.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Do you have your permit handy?
Yes, I do. I have to.
Oh, wonderful. So as you're coming down the hill, you'll start noticing there's a spot over on the left.
Okay.
And then down below that one to the left. That is kind of open, but it does have some blockage, but it's got a great view of the rising sun.
Oh, that's good.
And then below the big one on the right, this one's got some windbreak too.
I love meeting the rangers on the trails. She said one of the camping sites has a really good view of the rising sun, and one of them has a windbreak. I'm trying to decide what is more important, getting a really good shot of the scenery, or you guys being able to hear me. Update on the hand warmers. My hands are fucking toasty. Guadalupe Peak campsite. You guys can see this is not actually the top of the mountain. There is a slightly higher peak up there. We'll go to that in a second. This is the campsite, and I want to put the tent down and get everything set up because I don't want to carry all of this stuff if I don't need to. So there's no facilities or anything fancy like that. They've just got these little square places we can put our tent down. I think she said that we should keep going after we find this first one. It's possible this is the one that she said gets a good view of the sunrise. Yeah, because from here, you can just see out over that whole fucking thing. I'm gonna put my bag down and explore a little bit, potentially just claiming this one in case I find a better one. Dude, I feel so freaking light right now. I feel like I could fucking fly. I'm looking to see if I can find any more of those squares. Oh, yes, here's one. This isn't a trail, but do I like this spot better? I think I like that view more, actually. Do I want to be able to see that? There's trees in the way here. Or do I want to be able to see that? Okay, just based on my like indication of direction, I think the sun comes, I think it rises over there and it goes like that. So I think this is the best spot to see the sunrise. It doesn't seem that windy. We'll camp here. This spot will do. Let's clear any rocks, make sure we don't pop our fucking inflatable bed again. One thing I actually brought this time is a tripod, so I can actually film myself without needing to like stick up a stack of rocks or something. I am a little bit worried that the wind is going to blow the tripod over, but hopefully it won't. Now, I want to point out, I did not get the tent from Temu. I already had this before they reached out to me. Now, it is the middle of December, we're at a high elevation, and we are in the desert, which means tonight it is going to be very cold. So, we're going to do something special to the tent to try to keep heat inside. This right here is a Mylar emergency blanket. It's basically a sheet of metal that reflects heat back at you. I'm gonna put it over the tent. I've never actually used one of these before. I've just seen them used on like TV. I've also never seen somebody put them on top of a tent before, but I think that'll work. Okay, it's not perfect, but once I get the rain fly on top of it, now all of my heat should be reflected back into me from inside the tent. You guys can see what I did. I used the clips to just basically hold on to the material. Yeah, with this on top of it, it should stay completely still and reflect all of the heat on me. So yeah, my tent is basically a burrito now. Next thing to do is set up the solar panel. Actually, I think I want to put the solar panel right there. Now, I did get this solar panel from Temu, so I'm not actually sure how good it is. I want to test it and see how much power it's actually producing. It looks like it's pulling in 10 watts right now, which is honestly impressive. I'm typically pretty skeptical of solar panels, but this thing is small and light. Like when I got it on Temu, I was thinking that it would be not good, but I'm genuinely impressed with it. I'm gonna have it charge the hand warmers. Okay, let's go ahead and get the bed set up. I did, however, get this from Temu. This is an air pump. Just a sec, where is the button? It blows things up. You use it to inflate your bed. I have used name brand ones of these that cost like a lot of money. I think that this was way cheap and it does both things. Check this out. It's even got a light on the top of it so that you can hang this up at the top of your tent and you got a light in your tent. I am surprised I did not find the cheap Chinese version of this when I was shopping for them, but I'm really glad I got one. Of all of the things that Temu sent me, this is probably the coolest because I would have bought this anyway. It's just fantastic to see exactly the same thing for cheaper on Temu. Oh shit, I just realized I don't have a pillow. Damn it. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. You guys might notice that I'm not wearing my leather jacket that I normally wear. The reason for that is because Temu sent me this heated vest. So inside right here, there is a pocket with a USB cable. You take a battery, you stick the USB cable in the battery, you pop this right here, zip this up, and then you'll notice that there are two buttons right here, one for the front and one for the back. Let me turn this on. And then there's heating elements in the front, there's heating elements in the back, and I will stay nice and toasty with this. They also give me a little hat. I'm basically Slavic now. Motherfucker, open. It's all of the pressure from inside of this is pushing the lid up. It's causing it. Holy shit, the bottom of my fucking water bottle bolted. There is so much pressure in here. Holy shit. This is gonna be a bomb. Huh. The bottom of my bottle popped back in. Good. Again, all of that, bottom of the fucking sea. The only downside of this coat is it's kind of thick, so my magnet thing doesn't work very well. I can't stick this to my chest. I guess it kind of works. It's not very strong, it'll fall off really easily. Now, before we actually try to finish climbing the mountain, we're gonna cook ourselves a nice meal with this little quick to flame, basically fire in a bottle. Just gotta get some rocks to be able to hold the can, something sort of like that. Now this thing right here, it's basically a candle with a liquid wick. So rather than having a solid wick like a candle does, it's got liquid underneath it and that comes up right here. At least in theory, that's how this works. The soup is vegetable beef soup. Yeah, I can hear it crackling. You don't actually need a stove for this. You can literally just put the can right on the fire. Don't fall, god damn it, no. Stay upright. I need to be very careful when I stir it. Yeah, you can't see the flame, but you can hear it. Yeah, you know what? I am really happy with this solar panel. Okay, tent is set up. Let's go finish the climb. We have a peak to go see. I'm bringing the tripod because I feel like I'm gonna need it to actually get a shot of myself on the peak. That's where we're going. Damn, these hand warmers are great. I don't know how I feel about this hat. I don't normally wear hats, and this is like the mix between like an American ball cap and a Slavic, I don't even know what those things are called. It's definitely a unique hat. It is remarkable how much easier this is without all that extra weight. Woo. I won't lie though, having this little shade, like, that's nice. I don't need to look directly at the sun anymore. Oh my God. I was reading a sign back there. Apparently, we are high enough up that you can actually see the curvature of the earth. Apparently, it's not as clear as it used to be. They've got a really bad pollution problem because they found oil over here, and so there's just a whole bunch of oil-filled like refineries and stuff over. They spit off a bunch of smog. So apparently you can't see as far as you used to be able to see back when they were first settling this area. We're just gonna sit down for a second and look at this. Holy fuck. I'm pretty sure that's it right there. Pretty sure that's the peak. I was reading one of the signs on the way up here, and it said that we are actually high enough up on the peak to be able to see the curvature of the earth. There's a bunch of pollution over there because of the oil fields and they're like refineries and stuff, but yeah, apparently you are high enough up to be able to see the earth curve. Also, I'm pretty sure I am the highest person in the state of Texas right now. That's kind of cool. The crazy thing to me is that we're not actually that high up, like 9,000 feet. We were able to walk up here. You guys could see the top from the bottom. It didn't look like it was that tall. But once you actually get up here, you can see so fucking far. Is this what it feels like on top of the Burj Khalifa? Fuck, I think I just added that to my bucket list. If any of my audience is from Dubai and wants to help me figure out how to get to the top of the Burj Khalifa, send me a message. These things are so nice. Everything over there is already covered in shadow by the mountain. But because we are so high up, we are probably the last people in the state of Texas to see the sunset tonight. That's kind of cool. Yeah, see, check it out. Everything over there is completely covered in shade because of that ridge right there. All of that has seen sunset. None of that has. We are going to be the last people in fucking Texas to see the sunset on December 14th, 2024. I am actually really curious now. Flat earthers, where do they think the sun goes every night when the sun goes down? Because we are at a really high point right now. The only reason we would stop seeing the sun is because literally the earth is in front of it. If the earth was flat, you could go up to a mountain and you would be able to see the sun everywhere you look. Like, where the fuck do they think the sun goes? You can literally see that the world is round by just walking up to a high place. Yeah, waiting up here at the top of the mountain, not doing anything, would be very cold if I didn't have the heated jacket and the hand warmers. These things are fucking great. I don't know why I've never had these before. It's almost time. Yeah, everything else in the valley, the sun is already set. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me in witnessing the very last sunset on December 14th, 2024 in the state of Texas. We're gonna hold until the sun is completely gone. Yeah, this camera does not get rid of the selfie stick. The selfie stick is just always there. I am trying to head down before dark because I did not bring my headlight, and this would be really rough to do if it's pitch black outside. Like there's no, like, you're just walking on slick rocks. It doesn't look like it because there's no snow, but this is the desert and this is very high up. It is already very cold outside and it's gonna get much colder later tonight. Dude, this path is fucking insane. Apparently this is not a very popular national park. I told you at the start of my whole fucking thing that there's 52. This one gets, I think, 100,000 visitors per year compared to the millions and millions that the other ones get. This one is not very popular at all. I have the same thoughts that I did at the Grand Canyon. Coming down a mountain is a lot more scenic than climbing up one. Okay, now, where do I go? These paths are not very well marked. Yep, you can see smoke from the oil refinery. Apparently, this whole thing used to be a lot more clear. You could see much farther, but all throughout here, there's oil refineries and pumps and stuff, and they're just spitting up smog. Okay, it is starting to get dark a lot faster than I anticipated. Yeah, I'm having to crank the ISO just to be able to get the camera to keep recording. I hope it's still bright enough for me to be able to see the sign that says that the campsite is over there, because we have to like take a detour off the path to get to the campsite. And if I can't see that sign, we might completely miss it. The only clue that I know that I have is I have my watch going and it's been tracking my hike. So I know like how far I generally should have gone. If I pass that, I know that I've gone too far. Yeah, without light, this camera is trash. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on the camera, but yeah, there are so many oil refineries and stuff. You can see the lights they turned on. The whole thing, the whole valley is just bright now. Okay, there we go. Made it back to camp. And as you can tell from the light source, I actually made it back to camp, got my headlight, walked back, turned it on, and then walked back here. So, movie magic. Oh hey, the solar panel was able to completely charge up my battery again. I didn't think it would do that. I'm really happy with the solar panel. Also, when I was walking in here, I noticed that there are other campers that are camping here. We were just the first ones. We were able to get a good camping site, but there are other people throughout here. Okay, I've switched cameras for a second. This one doesn't have the same wide angle lens that my last one did, but it's got a much bigger lens, so you can actually see the horizon over here. You see all of those lights? All of that is oil field refinery stuff. Okay, this is actually crazy. I did not realize how bad that fucking Insta360 is at seeing in the dark. Okay, well, there is another thing that I want to show you guys. The little air pump that I showed you guys earlier today to inflate my bed, it's got this metal hook on the side of it, or on the top of it right here. You take that and you can take it and you can hook it onto the top of your tent and turn it into a light. Whew. Another thing that Temu sent me are these wool socks, and they sent me a bunch of them. I'm already currently wearing them, but these are like wet and sweaty, so I'm gonna change into new wool socks. I say that Temu sent me this stuff, but really what happened was they gave me a $300 budget and just let me pick stuff, so I sort of got myself wool socks just with their debit card. Yeah, I think the only downside of the Mylar tent is that it's really loud. One thing that I am a little bit concerned about is my water bladder. I talked to the ranger this morning and she said that it wouldn't get below freezing, that it was like 36, 37 degrees. But the freezing point of water goes up as you gain altitude, and we're pretty high. So the freezing point of my water bladder might be 36 degrees. It is possible that my water will freeze tonight, even though it's warmer than 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. It's possible that my water bladder will freeze at 1, 2, maybe 3 degrees. I will say this though, aside from the crinkling, it's not cold in here. Like, it's not warm. I still have my hands like under my, but it's not cold. Funny enough, I also think it's helping not only because of the reflection, which may or may not be working, but but because every time the wind blows, it pushes this against the, like you can see this, it pushes this against the tent, so the air can't come in. This is basically acting like an airlock. Okay, I'm gonna try to sleep in this little metallic cacophony. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Oh wait, I forgot to mention what I wanted to do with these hand warmers. I'm going to turn them on, and I'm going to turn them into foot warmers in my sleeping bag down by my feet. There we go. Now I won't have cold feet tonight. Good morning. She was right. The sunrise is great from here. Okay, let's do some breakfast. I have oatmeal in here. The last time I did this, somebody was upset. They're like, I hate whenever I see Nate eat raw oatmeal. I'm not sure if you're not from America, but this is not the same thing as like steel cut oats. This is, what they do is they take the oats, they cook it, they add all of their flavoring, and then they let it dry out. Where this is already cooked. It's just, once you put the water in it, it sucks the oats and... I'm so cold, so I don't want to leave my blanket. Also, another thing worth pointing out, those hand warmers are still going. I put them on the lowest heat setting, just a sec. They're inside my sock. Come here. Yeah, no, I have them on the lowest heat setting. They are still producing heat. I thought these things would be dead hours ago, but they're not. Holy shit, I'm impressed with these things. Okay, the sun is up. I think it is time to start packing up tent. Get out of a sleeping bag. Yeah, I was woken up quite a few times last night because of the rustling metal on top of my sleeping bag, but I wasn't cold. My feet weren't cold. I wasn't cold. Overall, I slept pretty good, especially compared to how poorly I slept at the Grand Canyon. Yeah, so aside from that ranger that we met on the parkway, nobody actually asked for my permit. I probably could have come up here and camped without needing to pay anything. It is not perfect, but it'll do while we set up camp. Honestly, this stuff is way more durable than you would think it is. I thought this would be like aluminum foil, but it's not. This stuff is, it's honestly reusable too. I'm really impressed with Mylar. This was a very, very interesting experiment. It's reusable too, so I'm just gonna go pack this back up in its container and use it next time we camp. Okay, we are good to go. Okay, question. This is the Guadalupe Mountains National Park. Mountains, plural. Does that mean that there is a singular Guadalupe Mountain? When I'm telling people this, do I say that I climbed the Guadalupe Mountain, or do I say that I climbed the Guadalupe Mountains? Because I only climbed one mountain, but I'm not sure if the mountain that I climbed has a specific name. The hike back down the mountain should be quick and painless. Just a side note for anybody that cares. The camera that I'm using right now is the Insta360 Go. That's the one that uses this little necklace thing, the small little pill-shaped camera. That might seem odd to you because I made a video criticizing this for being a really bad vlogging camera, and here I am using it to vlog stuff. The difference between this and what I was using before is I've got a little adapter that lets me save the footage onto an SD card. This entire thing has taken up like 200 gigabytes so far. That would not even fit on this. This only has 128 gigabytes. So that means that if I was just using this camera like I would have normally done, I would have had to stop filming before I even got to the peak up there. This camera has a lot of problems, but the biggest one is its storage size. 128 gigabytes is not a lot. So the ability to transfer that onto an SD card makes this more usable. The camera itself doesn't have any ports. It doesn't have anything on it. So if you want to be able to move the footage to an SD card, you need to like pull up on your phone, you need to connect to Wi-Fi, and you need to do like a wireless transfer like that. It's super slow. It's a bad thing. The fact that Insta360 sent me that adapter makes this actually work for me. That's my long-winded way of explaining why I'm still using this camera. They sent me stuff that makes it more viable. The whole thing looks different with the sun on the other side of the mountain. Yeah, they told me that I need to bring at least 2 gallons of water on this hike, and that sounds absolutely insane. Like, that's like bringing 2 milk jugs full of water. Do you know how heavy that is? Do you know how much space that would take up? Hey, I can see my car from here. My watch is telling me we've already been walking for 2 miles.
Hey.
Good morning.
Another early riser.
Yeah. I don't think it's that early. I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to come down today, actually. So it's interesting. While I'm walking down, all of the hikers that are walking up, they'll like move out of the way and they'll stop for me to come through. And they don't need to. That's just them being nice. But I think the reason they're doing that is because they can tell that I'm carrying a bunch of equipment. I remember last night I was confused about the difference between hiking and mountaineering, and I think that's it. I think it's the equipment that you're carrying. If you're hiking, you're just carrying some trekking poles, some water, you're going real light. But if you're mountaineering, you're carrying fucking 30 pounds of shit with you. Then again, it's also possible that they're just exhausted from walking uphill, so stopping to let me pass gives them an opportunity to rest. I just want to clarify, these paths are wide enough for 2 direct lanes. You don't need to stop and let somebody pass, but they are. We are almost done. Good morning. I did. Up at the peak, yes sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have officially summited the mountain. Boom. And I will probably be in time to actually get McDonald's breakfast. This means in my journey to climb Mount Everest, I have officially climbed 1 mountain. I can't decide what I want to practice next. Long-term camping, where I try to go like 3 or 4 nights camping, or hiking a mountain in the snow. I don't think I want to do both at the same time. If I'm going to do a mountain with snow, I want that to be just like 1 day up, 1 day down. And if I'm going to be doing a long extended hike, I don't want to be like stuck on a mountain somewhere. I'll think about that. My next few videos are going to be me rebuilding the engine here, so we're not going to be doing hiking content for probably until January. Honestly, this was significantly easier than the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon was fucking rough. Like none of my joints hurt right now. Like I'm in complete good shape. Fun little bit of trivia for you guys. The road that I'm on right now is the same road that Beans died on, just a little bit up more toward El Paso. This is the road where my last car fucking bit the dirt. So it's kind of thematically appropriate that this is the last road this car is going to drive on before I rebuild the engine, because if I fuck it up, then that means that this road will be the last road that both cars drove on before they died. It's kind of interesting.